Because it takes
It
some
takes
time.
more time.
Yes.
So speaking of time, when should someone contact you when they're buying a home and they need a quote for that home owner's
So
insurance?
from working with lenders, right? Because that closing date changes a lot.
Listen, the line does move.
I would say at least 21 days out. If a person
Okay.
finds a home
Okay.
with their agent and they know they're like this close to closing on it,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And they're gonna submit an offer. I would say it like this: if you submit an offer and the offer is accepted,
Yes.
get with the lender, get the potential closing date,
Okay.
and we can write the policy. Then I typically say 21 days out.
Okay.
Right. I don't want to hold up the transaction
Right.
on my end.
But if you're
right.
not notified until the very end, which typically happens a lot, and I know because I go through that process. So you know you get the offer, right, and it's accepted. Now you're worried about the earnest money deposit. Then you're worried about the inspection, then the appraisal, and then you're like, whoa, we made it past all that. Now it's underwriter's part, and it's like, yeah, now we need a quote for the homeowner, and we could have done that probably right after the inspection part.
Right.
Which would give you 21 days or more.
Typically, I tell the agent or the client, have the lender call me.
Okay.
Right. Reason being, I have direct communication.
Okay.
To them. I can communicate, and I try to lessen the burden for the client. That's one less thing that they have to worry about.
That's good.
And then there's other information that typically the client doesn't know, the loan number.
Right. And then they go, I don't know, let me call you back.
And then, right. And then lenders, they typically, you have to have the wording right how they want it when you put it together.
Okay.
ATIM. Some lenders' verbiage may be different. Mm-hmm. Not all lenders' verbiage is the same.
Right.
So that's why I say, hey, can you have the lender call me direct?
I like that.
And then I'll work with them direct. That way, that's one less thing that the client doesn't have to worry about. Makes it a little easier for the lender.
Yes.
Now they got a direct line to me.
Yes.
And they could email me or call me, say, hey, I need this or I need that. Can you change this instead of, got to call the client got to call me.
Gotcha.
So that's hey, sit back, relax, I got it.
That's good.
I try to make the customer experience as less painful as possible for the client.
Yeah.
When it comes to that. Because it's already, I know it's stressful going and looking, and you probably been on your fourth or fifth home.
Yep.
Then you finally find it. Then you put in the offer, then the offer is not accepted. Then you got to start over the process. So just trying to make it easier for the client overall. Yeah. We can handle the burden.
We can, because that's what we do. It's like, put the stress on me, you know?
Right.
Yes, because you're already dealing with enough in this process.
Now, one thing you did ask as far as the coverage of the home, right?
Yes.
So
that was my next question. Yeah, like what does homeowners insurance cover? Because a lot of people get that confused with home warranty.
Right. So I'm glad you brought that up. So from the roof to the basement, right? Mm-hmm. And I'll start at the roof first.
Okay.
Depending on how new or old it is, right?
Okay.
If you have a newer roof, it'll be fully insured, right?
Okay.
If it's an older roof, then depreciation kicks in. Meaning, when the underwriter or adjuster goes out, they're going to say, okay, it's going to cost this much, but then they're going to start deducting because of the year of the roof and say, okay, well, this is the check we'll cut you. But if the roof is newer, right, then you'll get the full replacement cost. There's no depreciation.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
So you have what's called personal lines coverage.
Okay.
Right? That's a percentage of the overall dwelling coverage. So a lot of people, when they come to us like, well, why is the replacement cost or dwelling coverage this much? We don't insure for the value of the home. We insure for what it will cost to replace it, right?
Okay.
So if it's brick, if it's a 5,000 square foot home, right?
Yes.
What would it cost in today's time, based on the square footage?
Okay.
The materials to build it, to replace it.
To replace it. Okay. I got you. So it's not like a market value type of thing. Like,
no.
What is the house worth today?
Right.
What would it cost today to rebuild it if the whole house was?
The house could have been built in 1915.
Got you. Okay.
But if you have one of those grand homes that's 5,000 square feet, 3,500 square feet.
Right.
Especially if it's brick, because brick is a more expensive material You know, what's the cost of the labor today? You know, inflation drives it.
Yeah.
You know, material, what's the cost of material?
Yeah.
So that's how we come to derive to the number of what it will cost to rebuild it.
Got you.
You know.
Okay.
They could have paid $130,000 for it.
Right.
You know, but it might cost $375 to rebuild it based off of the materials.
Okay.
You know, so the interior, right? Again, I said that all insurance companies aren't the same.
Right.
You want to ensure that it's fully replaceable,
Okay.
not ACV, because you can have drywall,
Yes.
right? But your policy, it can stipulate that depreciation is kicked in.
Okay.
So now it's not fully underwritten per se at a cost to replace it. It's a depreciated value. So it could be less. That depreciated value could be less than what the actual cost to rebuild it is.
Okay.
So some companies have that in their policies. That's why I say all insurance companies aren't the same.
Yeah, they're different.
Because when people, and I have to say this, people say, I want the cheapest price.
Yeah.
You do not want
You
the
do
cheapest
not.
price.
No.
Cheap means something was cut out. There's a possibility that you may have a high deductible. You know, so you want to ensure. Okay. Cheap doesn't mean the best coverage.
No, it does not.
You know. So now let's look at the personal lines. Personal lines is a percentage of what the dwelling cost is, right?
Okay.
That's your clothes.
Okay.
Your furnishings. Take your house and turn it upside down. This is what I was taught. And you shake it. Everything that falls out, that's your personal items.
Okay. Anything not attached. No chateaus.
No. This includes guns, bullets. So now, under that personal lines, though, if you have anything, because coverage only goes up to $5,000 for certain items per se.
Okay.
Your jewelry, guns. If you have silver.
Okay.
You know, wear. You know.
Yes.
Formal. You know, so we have to do what's called line item.
Okay.
We need either a receipt or an appraisal, and then we add that into the policy so that it's properly covered. And this is a lot of things that, you know, is not disclosed to clients.
Right.
So, you know, as an agent, you have to be an investigator too. You have to ask the clients because clients don't know.
Yes.
Right. So if you have, say, a bunch of fur coats,
yeah,
right? One fur coat might run about $5,000. Okay, yeah, that's covered, right? But if you have 3 or 4, now they're not covered.
Yeah.
We have to line item them.
Okay.
You know, jewelry. You know, what else? I seen a guy that had baseball cards and sports memorabilia.
Okay. Ooh.
And this is when I was working on the restoration side. He said his insurance company wouldn't cover it because it wasn't under the line item.
Good God.
And people think because it's in the home,
that
it's automatically covered.
Oh, that's good.
No. When you have sports memorabilia, stuff like that, you have to have the appraisal or the receipt showing the cost. We have to put in the description, all that into the policy, and then it'll give us a cost of, say if you paid $10,000 for something, okay, we can put that in there. There's an endorsement for that, and there's a premium for it.
I did not know that.
Now let's move to the basement.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
If you have a sump pump, and if your basement has flooded, if you do not add backup coverage, and your basement floods, then it will not be covered. Now, imagine if you have a finished basement, you have furniture, things like that down there. That will not be covered.
Because you didn't add the backup coverage.
Right. So, and we need to ensure your contents are covered, meaning your furniture, if you got appliances down there. You want to make sure, when I say as an agent, I investigate.
Yes.
And clients might get mad, but I'm going to do my due diligence to ensure that if you have a claim, you're properly covered. You'll never be able to come back and say, hey, why didn't you tell me?
I love that.
You know, so you have to ensure that that's covered. If you have a detached garage, right?
Yeah.
You have to make sure that's on the policy. It's just not automatically covered.
Really?
Yes.
So
now,
a detached garage is not automatically.
You have to put the square footage in.
Wow.
If you have livable space above, one client, he said, Brian, he's like, he gave me square footage, and he was like, can we cover it for 60,000? Because that's what it costs for him to build. I like, we sure can. So I had to put, what the material was to use to build it, what the covering, it had siding, so you have to tape all that in. Wow. Now, if it's an attached garage, yes, it's covered.
Yes.
A percentage of the dwelling costs. Everything is based off the dwelling costs.
Okay.
Right? So a percentage will go towards the attached garage.
Okay.
Now, we covered that.
Yes.
Right? Homeowners insurance is not a warranty.
Yes, because a lot of people be like, I'll just call my homeowner's insurance and they'll get it taken care of. And I'm like,
no. So there is, now I ask people this, to ensure that, we're not putting stuff on there that they don't need.
Sure.
We do have coverage for replacement costs. If your furnace breaks down, not normal wear and tear. If you have an electrical storm and your appliance's TV may go out, we have coverage for that, right? Okay. But we don't cover routine maintenance.
Right. No.
Right. So if a person doesn't have a home warranty, then I'll say, hey, we have this coverage that will protect you.
Yes.
Service line. That's any line that's underground running to your home. Water line, things like that.
Okay.
It used to pay up to $10,000. That's for excavation and replacing line. Because of the amount of claims that have come through, they've dropped that now, right?
Yep.
Some companies only pay up to $2,500.
Jeez.
So
my word.
So that covers, from the curb, because homeowner is responsible for anything from the curb to the home.
Yes.
So that covers, underground line, right? One of the questions I often get is something happens to my car in my garage. No, that's under your auto insurance.
Your auto insurance, yes.
So it doesn't cover that, right? Now you have liability coverage, which if you have a pool party.
Yes.
Somebody trip fall because the ground is wet and they want to sue Shalonda, right?
Yeah.
You have liability coverage that will pay you for that. You literally don't have to go to court. We will have attorneys go to court on your behalf.
Oh, wow.
Because that's built into the policy.
Okay.
I have a client right now that her daughter was in a car accident. We're going to sue. She's frantic. I'm like, calm down. Everything you get, we get.
Yes.
We know. I want you to relax.
Yeah.
We'll handle it. We'll handle the negotiation, pay out all that. So a lot of people, they don't understand the things that we do as far as insurance company. We'll assign an attorney. We'll go to court on your behalf.
Yeah.
We negotiate it because we're the ones paying the money.
Exactly. Right.
So, and I have to say this: some things are fraud, and some people do try to get over the system.
Yes, we know that.
But
we deal with it in real estate too.
If it can't be proven, then we still have to pay it out. Because I've had clients like, they're listen. I get it.
Yeah.
But we still have to pay them. But the general liability on your home, right? It covers you, right, and whoever else is on the policy, anywhere you go in the world.
Yes.
Right. So say if you go to Spain and you're playing golf and you hit a ball and hit somebody in the head and they go to the hospital and they want to sue you, your general liability back home that's on your home insurance will protect you from being sued. Right. That's the home. Right. I want to speak to something that no one rarely talks about, and that's the umbrella policy.
Okay.
Right? I always tell business owners or people that have assets.
Yes.
If you have young kids that's driving, right, to get an umbrella policy. So umbrella policy, it covers, imagine you got your home, you got your car, and you got an umbrella over it.
Okay. Yes.
It's shielding you.
Yes.
So that covers you, right? If you have a claim against you, it's an auto claim, and the damages exceed whatever your auto limit coverage is, the umbrella policy kicks in the difference, right? And it's inexpensive. Umbrella policy for $1 million and aggregates up to $2 million. You're looking probably anywhere from $40 to $60 a month.
Wow.
You know, to protect you and your assets.
Yes.
Because unfortunately, you have a lot of people say, I want statement on it because they think the lower the coverage, the cheaper it'll be, right?
Yes.
So I always ask people, which is easier?
Yes.
To pay that $10 to $15 kick in the premium for better coverage, or for you to go to court and you got to pay out of pocket. You know, true story. I had a client. He was already a client when I took over the agency.
Yes.
Right. He hit a guy on a motorcycle. He only had state minimum coverage. The guy had only been in the hospital for a week. Right? State minimum coverage is only $25,000, $50,000. $50,000 being the most that coverage would pay out. This guy's insurance bill had already, before 1 week, at $75,000.
Ooh.
He's responsible for the other $25,000.
Oh my word.
And this is why I tell people, don't get
the bare minimum.
Right.
Yes.
At least get 50, 100,000.
Yes.
You know, because you could never know. I mean, you wouldn't believe some of the things that people say to me. I'll drive careful.
You can't speak for the other people.
Right. Especially if you have young drivers. Young drivers are the most distracted drivers.
Oh my
word. Cause
word.
the most accidents. You know, if you have kids in college.
Yes.
So now, you have student loans and stuff that you have to repay, and I'm speaking to totality, right?
Yes.
You should have umbrella policy and life insurance on that child. You know, God forbid if something were to happen, but if something were to happen, you're still responsible for those fees and for the loan.
Yes.
You know, or if your child gets in an accident.
Yes.
You know, and causes a ton of damage.
You're responsible.
You're responsible.
Wow.
You're responsible.
Wow.
You know,
that's
so I try to educate people on the proper coverages.
Yes.
You know, and I can sleep at night knowing I properly did that, and I put it on the table, so you can make the best decision possible for you and your family to be protected.
Yes.
But if you say, hey, I don't want that, okay, I did put it on the table. I did inform you. You know? But then you have people that get in an accident, come back like, hey, can we? Well, we ain't add it.
You can't add it after the accident.
Right. I've had that happen before.
That is insane to me.
You know, so yeah.
Wow, you offer like a nice amount of, and that's just a few things that you mentioned.
Right.
A nice umbrella. One last question that I do have, because I get this question, you know, from my past clients or whatnot. What causes, like, if nothing took place on the home, like they never had to call the insurance company to put in a claim, what can drive up the expense of their premium?
So at your renewal, right? If you've never had a claim, say claim either on your home or your auto. If you've never had a ticket, right? Unfortunately, what's the word I'm looking for? Collateral damage, for lack of a better word. Okay. It's like going into a grocery store that has a high theft rate.
Okay.
You've never stole anything out of that store, but you're going to pay the cost because this other person or peoples have stolen in the store. The store's not just going to say, we're going to eat this loss. They're going to try and recoup it, so they increase the prices.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
So with insurance companies, you have claims, right? California.
Oh, yes.
You had the fires.
Out to them people.
Right?
Yes.
Florida, you have hurricanes.
Yes.
Down through Tornado Alley, you know, Kentucky, Alabama, Texas, all through there. You have a high rate of claims, right? So insurance companies spread it out over everyone.
Gotcha.
Right? Some people get hit harder.
Yes.
And some people don't. I can use my son, for instance. You know, he called me, he's like, Dad. He's like, my rate went up $8,000. What can you do?
Ooh.
That's a year on the house.
Yes, I know
right?
what he said. Yes.
So I said, I got you.
Yes.
You know, I wrote his policy with me.
Yes.
And dropped it by $5,000.
Wow.
You know, I can't say drop it, but we had other companies that we can go to.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So when you're a captive company, that means the big names. I'm not gonna say any names. I don't want to get sued or anything.
No.
But when you have like the big names, right? That's captive companies, right?
Yes.
But then when you're independent broker like me,
yes.
and I'm working with multitude of carriers,
yes,
right? It gives me a better opportunity to find a better price. If you come and say, Brian, my rates went up. Okay, let's check with some other carriers and see what we can do.
Yeah.
Or investigate.
Yeah.
And see why the rates went up. I had a gentleman that got mad at me because he didn't know his daughter had an accident.
Oh.
And his rates went up.
Oh.
I said, sir, you're mad at the wrong person.
Yeah.
I said, your daughter should have told. She's away at college, so he didn't know.
He didn't know.
Yeah, so he got mad at me. I'm like, it's not our fault.
No.
You know, so there's a multitude of things that will increase your claim at renewal. Okay. And I always tell people, you get a letter in advance of what your rate is going to be, what the payment's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the time to start checking around. Okay. I tell people that in life, the only thing you don't change is your spouse.
Yes, right,
you know?
Right.
But
you're going to change.
But it's okay to
your
change
banks,
your insurance company.
You
know, to a degree. You know, I don't want clients to leave me, so I try to give them customer experience. Yes. And work with them. Yes. To the best of my ability. But you know, life happens. Yes. You know, we have no say so on premium increases as an agent, right? Correct. You know, insurance companies, they go to the board of insurance. Yes. And say, hey, we want to increase the rate by this much. Yes. You know, either they're going to say yay, nay, or no, you can increase it this much. Right. Some insurance companies weren't happy with some of the answers they got back, so then they started pulling out of states. Again, I'm not going to say names, but they're like, we're not going to write any new business in this state. Wow. You know, there are some insurance companies now. Yes. That are non-renewing customers that never had a claim.
I heard about that, like in Florida.
Here in Ohio too.
In Ohio too?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. You know, insurance companies took a big hit in weather-related storms. Yes. You know, over the last 2 years. Yeah. You know, and it's been hard on the industry. Yeah. Where insurance companies have tightened what they'll write. Yeah. If you have more than 2 claims, insurance companies won't touch you. Wow. You know? It'd be hard to get coverage. Yeah. Right? And then when you do get coverage, you may not like the price. Yeah. But it is what it is, you know. And if you can't get coverage through a insurance company, insurance carrier, then you have to go through the Ohio Fair Plan. Right? Just so you can have something. Yes. You know, which the Ohio Fair Plan, they only, as regarding your home, they only insure the shell, if you will, of the house. They don't insure your personal property. Oh, you know? Okay. Or if a lender has to put insurance on your home, they're insuring what their what's the word I'm looking for? Their asset, if you will. Okay. You know, so they're not insuring your clothes, your TV, nothing. They're just insuring the house.
Yep, because that's their asset.
You know, so you know, I try to explain to everyone.
That's good to know, though.
And break it down.
Yeah.
You know, from A to Z, so that people are knowledgeable. Yes. You know,
that's very important.
Even with life insurance, you know, people are rated on pre-existing conditions, things of that nature.
Of course, yeah.
You know, I try to tell people all the time, you know, the rate is going to be based off of your age. The older you are, the more it's going to cost. Yes. And I'm talking about life insurance. If you have any medical issues, anything like that,
underlying conditions,
you know, so all that comes into play. You know. Yes. Thank God that, you know, me being able to work with 255 carriers, I have been able to write people with pre-existing conditions. Wow. Even felonies can knock you out from life insurance.
Oh wow.
Yes. because they consider you a risk.
A risk.
Right.
Wow,
You know,
I did not know that.
Yes, but we have felony friendly companies.
Okay.
That can right. It won't be for exorbitant amount.
No.
It'll be enough to bury you.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah.
Wow.
We have a company that's diabetes friendly.
Wow.
It's all female owned.
Wow.
You know, so yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes. So when I say life insurance is my ministry,
yes, I can tell.
I really try to ensure,
yeah,
you know, that people have it. And I want to go back real quick,
yes,
before we jump off. If you have a mortgage, I admonish you to get life insurance.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
If you have a partner, wife, you know, husband, both of you guys should have insurance on, you know, for each other.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because you have this mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
What would happen if something was to happen to one of you guys?
Yes.
You know, because now you lose the half of income.
Yes.
So life insurance is and my good friend Todd, my brother, I love him, Johnson. I don't know if you know Todd Johnson.
I don't know him.
I got to get you two guys together so you can do a podcast. He does a podcast too.
I would love that.
Yes, yes. But he told me, he said, you know what, Brian? He said, we have a life plan. Because we always talk about death.
Yes.
Right? So life insurance, and we probably need another half an hour.
We did, right?
But life insurance, I try to tell people, is more than just for burial.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Mortgage protection. If something were to happen to you, it could pay off the mortgage. College protection. You take out student loans. If something's happened to your child, it'll pay off your you know, the student loans. You have plans to have living benefits.
Yes.
Right? That IULs and whole life policies, which build cash value. You can pull money out of it.
Yes.
You know, if you have hardship in there, right? That if you were confined to a nursing home, you can pull X amount of dollars out of that policy to help you pay for your bills.
Wow.
Right?
Yes.
We have a cancer policy, right?
Yeah.
That pays out up to $70,000.
Wow.
That other than a topical cancer, it would pay out up to $70,000 to help you pay your bills.
Wow.
And it's inexpensive, 30, $40 a month.
Wow.
You know, this is on top of your life insurance,
Sure.
right? So, yeah, I tell people all the time, you know, protect your life. We put insurance on our cell phones.
We sure do.
But we don't insure
That's good.
ourselves. And we don't want to leave our families. They're already going to grieve.
Yes, you do not want to leave them with that hardship.
And people,
nope.
People, you know, they say, I can't afford it. Let's sit down. Let's sit down.
Let's look at your spending habits on things that you probably necessarily don't need.
Yes.
When you add that up, you will have more than enough to pay for a premium for life insurance.
And what I know now, I wish I knew when I was 20.
Of course,
right?
Same, yeah.
Because if you look at life insurance, it creates an immediate estate.
Yes.
It creates generational wealth.
Yes.
Right? If you look at, I forget the family, I don't know if it was the Morgans or one of those families.
Yes.
Back in the 1900s. They are still living off of insurance policies that they had gotten back in the day, because what they do, they create a trust. They create a trust administrator, and when someone dies, that life insurance money goes into that policy.
Wow.
You know, so I'm sorry, into the trust.
Yeah, I know.
And then that's the generational wealth is created.
It's building up.
You know, Master P. When his grandfather died, left him a $10,000 life insurance policy, and that's how he began his rap career.
Wow, I didn't.
And he's worth $250 million.
Yeah, he is. Yes, he is definitely a millionaire today.
You know, so life insurance is not just for death.
Right, it's for life.
You can utilize it while you're living. Imagine if a 21-year-old got an IUL policy, right? And by time they're, say, 45, 50. You can have, depending on how you fund it, you can have $250,000, $300,000 in it. You know, you could take that money and come see you and buy investment property.
Investment properties, yeah.
You know, so you have to look at it more than just death. Look at it as a life plan.
And I want to add before we close up here, stop looking at it as an expense.
Right. It's not.
It's
oh my God.
not. It's I can't
Yes.
afford that. I can't. That's too high. That's too much. I can't afford that. Give me the lowest price. It is not an expense, in my opinion. It's necessary, and it will save you a lot of heartache.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's just like driving our cars, right? We have to have auto insurance in case
Yes.
we get in an accident. It's not an expense, people.
Not at all. I will say everyone hates insurance, but it's something that's necessary and that we need.
Yes.
You know, I call her my aunt. She came yesterday, and you know, we wrote 8 policies on our grandbabies.
Wow.
You know.
Yeah.
And they will have that.
Yes.
When they get older and they choose to get another policy, they can.
They can.
You know.
Yeah, because you can get more than one policy.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So
it's not expensive. You tell me what your budget is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna find a product.
Yep.
That will work for you when it comes to life.
Yes.
Right. Life insurance is the only insurance that's gone down in the last 10 years.
That's so sad.
Although home has gone up, as we see.
Yeah.
Right. Life insurance has gone down.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My friend in South Carolina, Sarah Hay, she's a professor with Clemson. We were talking, and she said, people need to get insured while they're insurable.
That's good.
Because once we attain a certain age, insurance companies look at the mortality table.
Okay.
As you get older, you get closer to death.
Oh yeah, so you're
right?
at a higher risk. Yeah.
And it's going to cost more.
Yes.
They want to pay less, so they're going to limit how much you can get.
Yep.
The probability of getting sick.
Mm-hmm.
I've had family members that did not get sick until they got into their 40s and 50s. And when I say sick, I'm talking about stroke,
yes,
cancer, and these are things that they passed away from.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sadly and unfortunately, my niece was killed in a drive-by shooting at 10 years old.
My word.
Wow. Had to raise money for that.
Yeah.
So never think a child. You should get insurance as soon as that baby is born.
Yeah, absolutely. What was the Gerber insurance? Remember?
Gerber
knew.
And we have whole life policies for juveniles that build cash value. So it's so much more than just life.
Yes.
The 429 plan. As soon as that baby is born, start putting money into the 429 plan for their college funding.
Yeah.
Overall, as a whole, we have to do better at planning.
Yes.
And I'm speaking directly to the African American culture.
Mm-hmm.
We spend $1.2 trillion a year, and we're the number one consumer of Mercedes-Benz, liquor, and hair and clothes and stuff like that.
Yes.
Right.
Very true.
We make a lot of other cultures rich, that they're afforded to be able to send their children to college and things like that.
Yeah.
If we just work together and invested in one another, we can have better communities, a better way of living. We wouldn't have to say, well, how come the government isn't doing this?
No.
No, we have more than enough money.
Yeah. It's
we just need to plan. Yes, we just need to plan and organize better.
Yeah.
Something I learned from my brother down in Columbus. I'm so proud of him. He went from being homeless to a homeowner.
That's awesome.
Right?
Oh.
But he bought a twinplex, Yolanda. I said, why did you buy a twinplex?
Yeah.
He's like, if I buy a house, now I'm solely responsible for it.
Yeah.
He said, but I can rent out the other half.
Yeah, and they'll take care of the mortgage payment.
Bingo. I said, wait a minute. You taught me something. You taught me something.
Yeah, for sure.
So, we have to come to the forums when you have forums to get educated. It doesn't mean you're stupid or anything like that.
You're just unaware. That's what I tell people. You're unaware.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't like the word generational curse. To me, it's generational ignorance.
Yeah.
It's just the knowledge has not been passed down.
Exactly.
So I think people like myself, you, and others that have the same heart, we want to see our community, we want to see our city, do better and thrive.
Yes.
the more homeowners we have, the better our communities look.
Yep, very much so.
I'm a testament to that. When I used to work for Rent a Center, one of the things that they said was like, depending on how the house looked, y'all make the decision whether or not to leave our stuff there.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have the grass cut and stuff like that, you're not going to take care of our stuff that we're dropping off.
Right.
So there's more of a sense of pride.
Yes.
When you own your home.
Yes. Very much.
Versus renting.
Mm-hmm. It's a difference.
So and it makes a difference for the city. The people are the soul of the city.
Yes.
So how do we make our city better? I feel like I'm a politician right now. How do we make our city better?
You see why he the mayor, right? You see why he got the nickname the mayor.
we make our city better by how we thrive.
Yes.
And being inclusive.
Yes.
Not shunning out others or anything, but all working together as one. Mm-hmm. You hear so many complaints. I don't like Toledo. Why?
Right.
Why?
Right.
Every city has crime.
Yep.
It's how we navigate. How do we overcome it? What morals and values are we teaching in the homes?
Yes.
To stop that.
Yes.
Everyone knows. I won't say everyone. People know who pulled that trigger. Mm-hmm. People know who robbed that old lady. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Are you talking to them to stop them from doing it?
Right.
A lot of people didn't like Cardi, but I will say Cardi, he was in the streets and he would go up to them drug dealers like, I will give you a job. Come apply to the city. Mm-hmm. I want you to stop selling drugs. Mm-hmm. But we have to change. Change comes from within.
It comes from within. It full circle, what we talked about in the very beginning of the podcast.
Yes.
What you and I are doing to, bring a change within us.
Yes.
And a change for the better. Just because you reach a certain age doesn't mean you've arrived.
No,
right?
no.
I still have plenty of room to grow and to learn.
My God.
And so reading those books and surrounding yourself around the right people. What they say, if you're the smartest one in the group, then you might want to change the group.
Yes.
Doesn't mean you don't love the people in the group. It's like, I'll be right back. I got to go glean over here.
Or if you're hanging around 4 broke people, you're going to be the 5th broke.
You're going to be the 5th, right. I heard that one too.
So yeah.
Yeah, so just doing what you need to do to help yourself become a better person. And then that will that will have a positive effect on the community and the environment you're in.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Most definitely.
So this was good.
I admonish people to don't complain about how things are. What are you doing to help change it? You know? If you don't like the democratic process, right? Are you voting? Mm-hmm. Are you coming to the meetings and voicing your opinion? Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
Well, President Obama, I love when he said, "Don't boo, vote." Be the change that you want to see become.
Right.
We have a thriving, great city. This is a great city to raise a family in.
I believe that. I love our city.
We have a top tier art museum.
Yes.
Zoo.
Yes.
Great
restaurants.
Oh my God.
And I know because you love to cook.
Right. Great restaurants.
Yes.
There's a lot of family oriented stuff.
Yes.
To do in our city. It's just finding what you want to do.
Exactly.
Exactly. Overall, I remember one of the first things that I learned as a child was to ice skate. Mm-hmm. So people look at me like, you ice skate? Well, I don't know how to ice skate now because I lost that.
Right.
But that was one of the things, so that's what we did.
Yes.
I remember going to New York and Rockefeller Center, the lighting of the tree and stuff like that. We have that here.
Yes. The new
just,
park they built downtown across the bridge.
Oh my God!
We've had my sister, 27 years I think in New York. Okay, my niece is 7, and I said, well, let's go to the new park. Give her something to do outside. My sister, who lives in Brooklyn Heights, beautiful area, was like, we don't have nothing like this in New York. And she's talking about Toledo.
Right.
And every time my niece comes, I want to go to that park, TT Shay. I love that park. Love that park. So we have amazing stuff. You just have to get out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Go see it, experiment, explore.
Yes.
You can explore right here.
Oh my God.
We got so much.
And I didn't realize Jacqueline Johnson, she's over like community involvement. For Parks and Recreation.
Yes.
So I did not realize until she told me we have 125 or 128 metro parks.
Yes. Yes, yes.
Get out and utilize them.
Get out, and they're beautiful.
Yes.
Like walking, like you said, my mother and I, we do walking. We haven't been able to as much this year. But what we did, instead of going to our favorite one on Central, right, Wildwood, we started looking up different metro parks and walking in those. And I'm talking amazing, beautiful routes and everything.
Yes. During COVID, I think I pretty much hit probably almost every park.
Yep, that's when we started doing it. That's exactly.
And I'm just like, wow, and almost got lost. Is it White Oak or the real big one? They have the.
It might be White Oak. I don't know, but I think I know what you're talking.
They have the tree houses you can sleep in.
Yes.
Out there, when I say almost got lost, got off the trail. I'm like, I had to look on my phone, right, for Google Maps. I'm
yes.
like, well,
where am I?
If we can get to this street, and it was getting dark.
Yes.
Right? I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, if we just get to the street before the sun go down, I'm cool. Yeah, we got off the trail and could not figure out. But I'm saying this how big this park is.
Exactly.
To enjoy it.
Exactly.
But yeah, Toledo is a great city. You can make a living here.
Yep.
And I think the more you give back, the more they give back to you.
Absolutely. I believe that.
Yep.
So, well, thank you so much, cousin. I appreciate you.
Thank you, cousin, for having me.
I enjoyed
this. It is an honor.
I truly enjoyed this. Why don't you tell the people how they can get in contact with you now that you are independent?
So, you can reach me at 419-973-2514 or via email, bhaywardassociates@gmail.com. You can always catch me on Facebook. I'm here for you. If you have a question, I'll do my best to answer anything regarding insurance. I'm a lifelong resident of Toledo for a couple of years. Except for a couple of years, I lived in Lansing and lived in Wilmington. But I'm blue, tried and true, Toledoan.
Love it.
Love it. And I am for the people. I've never been one about profit, but about passion.
I love that.
And helping the people.
Yeah. The profit comes when you follow the passion.
I let God worry about that.
Yeah. The profit comes when you follow the passion. So, and He's the one who instills the passion in you. So, I love it.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you all watching Cruising Through the TOL with Shay, the 7th episode. Thank you so very much for being followers and subscribers to my YouTube page. And I look forward to seeing you at the next one. In the meantime, stay true, stay blue. Love you, Toledo. Bye.